thing is, they added B more specifically, so you got the cutest damn Cogmore skin in the game, and you don't have to go with the Pugmore.
I'm not a massive dog person, Marby, but I still like absolutely love Pugmore. It's cute. It makes like little cute doggy sounds as well.
I do like how his cue is a tennis ball. That is, I do quite enjoy that. But
is it actually?
Yeah, he spits a tennis ball at you. From memory, at least. The rest of it is just spit. Apparently it is not. I could have sworn it was. Maybe it was at one point. I don't know. Anyway, we're seeing the range of Vods come on through. Celebrity taking a little bit. Zin getting some in return. A bit more sustain in the pocket for Palette. So small trades like this will be fine. But if they can build it up. That once that level 2 comes through for ASC and it looks like they have that shove, they have that push advantage, this can make the life for SBTC so much harder. Should be coming through on the next couple of minions, and then Palette and Celebrity have to just sort of back off and cannot really contest.
It's all about that fight for level 2, and now that AS Esports to get the level 2, they are able to abuse the matchup as Emperor and LLT having a little bit of a battle of their own. We haven't had a chance, though, Marby, to talk about our jungle matchup and where we can expect to see aggression from Hyur and DNK and where they want to be looking for those early ganks.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious choice for both is bot lane. You want to try and snowball that lane as best as you can, but Hyur, DNK, he's the Viego has switched sides. The DNK has the option. DNK has the option of going towards this mid lane, and it feels a lot easier to set up with that body slam flash. It's not something that you can really respond to, and that can convert into a kill very easily. Fortunately for DO1, the zoning from this Orianna's command attack is just so strong, and DO1 is going to be stuck on a tower for most of this game and just keep taking poke after poke. And he has that sustain, but it's not nearly enough to keep up.
And we're just seeing here pathing from his bottom side up towards the top side. He's actually going to be able to get both Scuttle Crabs over DNK. I don't quite know how he's managed that. Oh, okay, DNK's gone for a full clear.
Skips the Krugs, plus Udyr is just naturally a little bit faster than the Viego, so gonna be able to do that and return happily to this top side, pick up his own, and possibly look in at Gwen, who is pushing up quite heavily. But an early call coming out from the Cogmore, feeling very confident and comfortable in this lane, does not feel like he's going to be pressured at all. Now, DNK looking, can they find something onto play call? Flash Body Slam available.
No mana left for play call, but play call had enough mana to be able to use the command dissonance and just get a bit of extra movement speed and run out of range of DNK and DO1.
DNK is gonna find some chickens. He will probably be able to take this. So
DNK, you evil. You evil. I want to drop an explanatory in, but I will avoid explanatory and I don't know. I can't do English. Never mind.
Anyway, it was almost bad, perhaps, because it gave the run back gave Hyur a little bit more time to perhaps come down and contest. But of course, Playcall had no mana, had to go back regardless. So just gonna grab those chickens, and with that teleport coming in first from Playcall, gonna be a quick dragon take instead, and that will get them off to a fantastic start because, as we said, SBTC, they rely so much on early game power, but they have no pressure and can't quite access it yet. So this just means that even if SBTC find some life in the next few minutes and blow open the game and control the next few dragons, they've bought themselves an extra 5 minutes to just keep that Cogmore going, keep that Cogmore building up towards his Rageblade, towards his items, and becoming that unstoppable monster.
Absolutely the case. And for SBTC, Considering they've got this solution now in the bottom lane, they haven't been able to find any opportunities to really abuse that. They have been able to find themselves a rather nice CS lead. Now, in the top lane, we have both of our top laners reaching level 6. The final needlework will not land onto LLT, but Emperor is still going to zone the Gnar away from the minion wave.
Flash blown for Ghost, and that is a much shorter cooldown for Emperor to work with, so this gives an opportunity for DNK to make it into that top side. And guess who's coming? DNK and that DO1 just walking their way up. Can Emperor keep LLT around? It doesn't look like it, so the player seems to have been called off.
Well, Emperor has been able to get a freeze of sorts, and LLT won't be able to back. He's going to have to get this wave to crush under tower before he can recall to pick up some items.
And now we're seeing the DNK sort of going in very aggressive once again. There's a bit of pressure in the mid lane. Now can they find the collapse? But DL1's here.
Oh, they turn it beautifully on to Playcool, but now LLT is making his way over, so is Xin. DNK is down to half health. He wants to get onto the Ariana, but he just can't. And it's Playcool who will pick up first blood for AS Esports.
Yeah, with the flashes over the wall, and DL1 and DNK both using theirs, they can't follow and they just get collapsed on. The Gwen was freezing the top side. Xin had left and made his way there. Now can they make something happen onto Xin? Bubble lands.
Aqua Prison on to Xin, forced to flash over the wall, and there won't be any return kill for SBTC.
Okay, SBTC not being able to find anything early. They're finding a few flashes, but they can't turn those into gold, and this is a bit of a problem. Still got that freeze sort of going in the top side for Emperor, so he can slowly build up a lot of pressure there, but you have to realize if you're building that freeze, if you're playing like that, you can't go for this sort of aggression, because the top laner will always be there first for the side of ASE, and they don't even end up getting an assist, but it forced DNK deeper into the jungle. It forced him to give up his life. No escape possible.
And let's not forget, good roam from Xin. Xin was there as well. So right now in the early stages of the game, AS Esports having the the advantage over SBTC. And we kind of saw this in game 1 as well, Marby. AS Esports in the early 5 to 10 minutes had control over SBTC. It's kind of when we got into the mid stages of the game that SBTC just seemed to out-rotate, out-macro AS Esports somewhat.
And the gold is very even there, as Paulette may have picked the fight with the wrong Tiger Bear Pigman. But we have to see. But with y'all seeing big CS leads open in top and bot lane, they will be counted a little bit as these calls eventually come into play. But with that pressure, it's just the kill is going to be nullified in terms of the gold value. So it's mostly just this dragon that's keeping ASE ahead. Small bits of gold, things like that. But Paulette's just a little bit out of position and has to concede pressure to Hyo. But DNK and DO1 linking up yet again, gonna try and make something happen, try and find Hyo on the blue buff, but the man's just too fast, he's just gonna run away.
But what happens at Gromp? Uzi and Xin making their way up. We could be seeing a 4v3, but for now, Celebrity just going to focus his attention towards the minions and try to get this wave to push under the tower.
Yeah, if they can try and crash it, Hyo has backed off. That sort of trade is what you want, though.
Calling an tidal wave forces the wild growth to be defensively used by Xin just to ensure that Uzi stays alive, but that's a summoner spell that was burnt for Uzi as well, so it might just make him a bit of an easier pick here. Oh, Uzi. That's the power of the Lucian Nami combo.
Yeah, the 1-2 tap is just so much damage, and they caught Xin just as the recall time came through, so no chance for a shield or anything, and that's going to force Uzi right back out of lane, and that's going to give over that tower plate, and we're going to start to see some mining happening in the bot side. Now Dia under pressure.
Shockwave available has been used. Playcall has no more mana. The explosive cost will buy so much space, and Dia 1 will just body slam over the wall and under his tower. So an ult for an ult between the two mid laners, but maybe benefiting AS Esports more because they have more opportunities to really get on top of this Gragas.
forces him out of lane as well, and the pressure is there for ASE to just convert that into their second Drake of the game. Much slower game this time around in the kills department, and DNK was still waiting for him to really try and find an impact. This Viego not finding anything to really work with, being very aggressive walking in with D1, but cannot actually find a target to jump on top of. Now they can walk into this top side again, perhaps, but no camps for them to take. LT playing right back as well, so just some pressure. Maybe just this Rift Herald drop to mid. Doesn't even look like that as Playcall returns to the lane.
And DNK has another 2 minutes or so to drop down a Rift Herald before we'll be getting to a point where no tower plays would be collected by a Rift Herald charge. We'll see where he wants to drop down said Herald. I'm kind of looking towards bot lane. We said that we were expecting to see a lot of aggression towards Celebrity on this solution, but we haven't really had any opportunity to see that, as Emperor almost going under tower onto LLT, but once again does not land that final needlework, as here's the Rift Herald play in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that tower had been gotten down low, but flash to avoid the cask. Good from DO1, but that will be first brick going over, shared between quite a lot of people, so that's feeling good. Plates will be traded in the mid lane, but overall positive play for the side of SBTC, especially with DO1's ability to just jump over a wall and waddle away like the fat man he is.
I want to make a joke, but I can't think of anything. Because right now, DO1 is not fat. I don't think any members are fat right now. They're all relatively skinny. They haven't picked up many kills.
It was more a reference to the Gragas than the player himself.
No. So I'm not saying it in terms of the players. I'm saying, like, none of the players have a lot of kills, so they're not, like, fat
no one's
with
fed.
kills.
No one's fed. You're
I
definitely
like
right there.
Fed. Can you make fed synonymous with, like, fat in the game? Or is it more like just being buff?
Well-fed could be a polite euphemism if you wanted to talk about it. I don't know.
Okay, I don't think that's a euphemism, because euphemism means something entirely different, Marvy.
Not really. Euphemism just... Anyway.
I'm pretty sure euphemisms have, like, a sexual connotation to them.
No, not
Do they
always.
not?
Euphemism just one thing say one thing in a polite to mean something else. Anyway, language time over. League time now.
Okay.
And league time says
Nothing's
Hyo
happening.
is lurking. Yes, nothing is happening. You're right, but something could happen, especially with 3 people on both teams. Here comes DO1. It's gonna pop off.
It is. The focus is onto Hyo, but it's another flash to ride the explosive cask roller coaster out to safety.
Stop having flashes. Make something happen. Anyway,
look, we've got an Oriana, we got a Kog'Maw, we got a Gwen. I hate to break this to you, Marvy, but we're scaling.
We have a Lucian and a Nami and a Gragas min. They are going to put a lot of pressure down onto this top side tower. And, they're trying. They're trying. God bless them, they are trying. But these pesky flashes that everyone seems to have, it's just keeping these kills away from DO1. But this tower will go to Celebrity. And with that, the gold does pop up to almost 2k for the side of SBTC. It's definitely not enough to be comfortable, but it's a start. It's something. Can they do more? Rift Herald is now on the board. Dragon is a minute away. Will we finally see a good contest? Will we finally see something resembling a team fight? Only time will tell. I don't know.
Look, let's be honest. SBTC are going to get the next 3 Drakes. Then AS are going to get the next Drake. And then we're going to go to a 7 Drake Soul. Then we're going to get an Elder fight. But that's not going to end the game, because whichever team gets the Elder are going to lose like 3 members in the attempt to get the Elder. And we're going to go to 40 minutes. When Oriana's going to have Rabadons, and every queue will like half health members from the side of SBTC. And then AS Esports will win this, and we'll go to game 3. And then Carrix is going to be casting game 3. And it's going to be Poggers.
It's going to be fantastic as we are seeing Mythics start to come online across the board. Not quite on time for the side of LLT and Uzi. in general, the top lane kind of behind on the curve in that regard, but seeing a lot come through. Even Paulette picking up that Imperial Mandate very quickly, or going those tier 2 boots to get that in place. And this Lucian army is just rotating around, playing the old Caitlyn game of take all the outer towers as soon as possible. And this will continue to extend the lead on this lane. Maybe they can escort it for a second charge, but with Hyo in place, a smite will come through very quickly, and they're not going to take the rest of the tower down. Oh, but there's a very pushed up Orianna and a DO1 collapsing. No!
Oh, the flash explosive cast! Good job, DO1! You've made one of them work, flashing away. The shockwave actually pulls them for closer. But here comes the fat man! And DO1 will get the kill.
Yeah, no, there wasn't any CC on him, so I was like, oh no, he's got to get away. But DO1 comes up huge, and now pressure across the top side of the map. Emp can keep this up, get this going, and a good teleport from Dia to stop the push on the other side of the map. So SBTC, they are starting to reach this mid game. They're starting to just find gold completely uncontested.
Oh, half a second, I think.
Great, yeah. Any later in that would have just been looking real foolish.
I don't know why Playcool flashed. Like, where did he think he was going? He knew Dire1 was around.
I don't know. I assume he just, I don't know, had bad information. Thought that he flashed.
He had the information.
I don't know. I'm just, he's just trying to look cool. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't work. It was bad play. I think we do all agree that. Don't flash.
Look,
when you're
I'm not going to say it, but we know that that play wasn't cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do the pun, but that's like the only way I could phrase that sentence. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, lots of pressure coming out from the side of SBTC. These jungles are starting to belong to them. They are controlling these waves very well, and it's just been good map rotations and control over these towers. The Rift Herald trades have started to work out for them. It's still not the biggest gold lead, but it was enough to get that pressure and stop the dragon scaling. They picked up that first Drake and can slow this game down a little bit, which they don't necessarily want, but they're not gonna lose a they're not gonna get a Cogm or a Hextech Soul anytime soon, and that is not something you want. So keep that 90% slow away from the long range Cogmore piece, and that's SBTC's game plan right now.
I think Playcool's game plan right now is just to farm, complete the tier item, get a Void Staff, get Rabadons. I actually probably won't get the Void Staff. I hope we just see the Rabadons straight up, and then we get to see those big team fights. We do have a Drake in 2 minutes time. Hextech Soul, which does mean that we can see teams kind of traversing the map a little bit quicker, and especially when we see people overextended like we saw with Playcool a couple of minutes ago, it does mean that they can get caught out a little bit easier.
And now we're seeing DO1 pushing in. This jungle seems to be the focus for SBTC. Baron is up very shortly as well. It doesn't seem like putting all this pressure down is necessarily worth it from the point of view of SBTC can't take Baron very well unless they commit everyone to it. They would take a lot of damage, and it seems like a bit of a death trap against Orianna, and Cogmore, but Cogmore can absolutely melt the thing, and that is what they're trying to stop. That's what they don't want to happen. That's why their vision is such a high priority. As you can see, as we move towards the exact minute mark, the pressure does go towards the spot side because they just want a guarantee. They just want to know about topside. They don't want to be in topside.
2 kills at 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure this is the lowest kill game in the VCS, not just in summer, but in spring as well. I would have to have that checked, but I'm 95% sure as Playcool in the top lane, just chilling, able to get a tower, a bit of extra gold, but SBTC, they're now getting to this point where they are sieging on to the inhibitor towers. And for me right now, I'm just taking this chill. right? I'm just saying, nothing's really happening. Once we see the base break open for the first time, that's when I think we might start to see, let's say, less unexplosive fights.
Yeah, we're stuck at 2k, around 2k gold, which means I expect this dragon coming up to be potentially the source of the next fight.
Right.
Of course, getting those first 2 dragons will buy quite a lot of time for ASE, so they don't have to take it, but I feel they're in such a position that they can just take a fight right now, and if it's front to back, if it's in a big open space, they should feel very comfortable doing so. But they are in fact going to concede this Drake uncontested and just try and get as much gold as possible onto their mid laner, onto their Cogmore, which is fine.
Remember what I said before, Marby? SBTC will get the next 3 Drakes, then AS Esports will get another Drake, and we'll get a 7 Drake Soul. And we're getting close to that. And right now, I think AS Esports are very glad that they were able to utilize their early pressure to be able to get the first 2 Drakes of this game.
Absolutely, because they pretty much lost all control, all priority and proactivity within this mid game, and that's given up these 2 dragons. It's 10 minutes so far, pretty much, that ASE have given themselves to try and keep the gold lead, even try and get as much gold as possible. Cogmore going to probably back and find that Rage Blade, and now he is very strong on that 2-item spike. So now fighting probably stands up as a very, very viable option for the side of ASE. Baron will be on the cards as well, as the Cogmore shall melt straight through that. 2 items on the mid laners as well. 2 items on AD carries. 2 items on Emperor as well. So very strong on the side of SBTC. They are getting very far ahead on themselves, or getting very far along. They just need to find a little bit more to break it open, and they're just traveling in this pack.
So, coming into this split, I was very glad that AS Esports joined, because we've got another team with acronyms, which means I get to have fun with the acronyms. And right now, as that explosive class gets whipped, he's going to take a fair bit of damage, but it shouldn't die, flashes behind the minions, and will be nice and safe. And that is our 5-minute lead dose of action. So we're going to be clear until about 25 minutes in, because, Marby, we have Scaling Esports taking on Always Scaling Esports. And I think we said before that we're on the side of Always Scaling for the absolute, full build state of the game.
Yeah, absolutely scaling. Always scaling, absolutely scaling esports is
either one is fine.
It's definitely favored as we approach further and further into the game, and here it is. Finally, will we get violence?
No. So, Marby, it's like 8 p.m. in Australia, I think, right?
It's 9:30 where I am.
Okay. You have a good dinner?
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay, now we have action. We got to teleport in from behind. Explosive cast and the delivery into Emperor. Paycall able to flash out of the Aqua prison, but will die nonetheless. LLT hopping his way over to die one, as Hyo will fall into this double kill, going the way of Celebrity. And AS Esports forced to back away as SBTC turned their attention towards the Baron Nashor.
Alright, that's only 2, but that did double our kills, and this Baron is underway. Now they can't be... They're not fully out of the woods yet. The poke and the pressure from this Cogmore can be a menace, and LLT, he doesn't have Gnar. He's still a mini, but can Uzi cause the damage? Can he make things happen? Celebrity is just melting!
Uzi's doing work! Celebrity is shut down! The Baron has been secured, and Uzi is looking for more, but will be forced to retreat. I'm kind of close to that prediction, Marby, that I gave earlier of SBTC getting the Elder, but it not ending because AS would get 2 kills. But here is that beautiful cask from DM.
Yeah, it knocks 2 back. Uzi having the flash, so he gets out completely, but Playcool is stuck and will go down, not able to flash early enough, and that just means that SBTC, they got the clean 2 for 0, and so even though Uzi gets the kill on this back end, it's still 4 Baron buffs walking away, and that's definitely fine for SBTC. that's an overall really good trade. It's just a damn shame that the shutdown into Celebrity happened. Yeah, just that's probably the last person you actually wanted to go down, and unfortunately for SBTC, that's who it was. But that's more gold into the pockets of Uzi. He feels happy. We're now at 5 kills. This is we're getting real but bloody on the Rift today. 5 whole kills in 26 minutes.
The funny thing is, I absolutely love Azir Corki meta, so I feel a bit bad because like every time I cast, I manifest to get these kind of games. But I know everyone else in the entirety of the world absolutely hates this.
Hold on, as we see a bit of aggression, but the tidal wave is good, and I gotta say, oddly enough, I really enjoy slow metas as a viewer. But when I'm casting, I do want a little bit of action. I want things to happen. I want things to talk about rather than just we are.
You probably noticed that I'm a little bit silly sometimes when I cast, and I like to try to make fun memes as play cool. Will be forced to go golden. Here comes in. Wild Growth will not be able to keep play cool alive. Emperor taking a lot of damage from the tower, but the base is finally broken in favor of SBTC. And right now it is all pretty much on Uzi just to drop down the living artillery and force SBTC to retreat. Meanwhile, D1 in the mid lane is going to be able to pick up the second inhibitor tower, and SBTC can continue the siege.
Yeah, the base has started to be broken open, and we are into the final phase of the game. Uzi stepping up, doing a lot of damage, and now LT trying his best to make the use of this Gnar before it disappears. Can't quite get the ultimate to go off, and has to walk away. And with that threat down, it should open up this inhibitor. And we have a little Emperor on the top side, prepping wave for part 3 and taking down this top lane.
Emperor he's been a mini emperor this game. He's kind of seceded the crown somewhat. Do emperors have a crown actually? I don't know.
Some do.
Some do.
But don't see why not. He's definitely taken this game off, this series off. He said, "Look, I've put in so much work. The rest of you have to pull your weight." And lo and behold, a lot of them they are pulling their weight. To be fair, they are doing quite well across the board. And overall, this game hasn't been that absolutely standout player performance, but it has been very intelligent play coming out. They played through the lanes very well and moved from lane to lane, rotated around ASE extremely well, and got open this map lead, this pressure through these outer towers going down, focusing on the Rift Heralds, and they've been able to utilize this open map and keep keeping the pressure on, and it got them so much pressure, so much gold before the big explosive team fight that they were able to actually play it out and turn it around.
I'm just looking towards Uzi. 3 items on the Cogmore. He's getting to that power spike. I don't know if it's at 3 items or 4 items on Cogmore. Play cool. Almost completed the tier item as well. Will really start to do damage. But there is a culling all eaten by Hero, who's down solo. Now a tidal wave sidestepped by the members of AS Esports as they're forced to retreat from their inner tower.
Yeah, that front line getting absolutely shredded by Celebrity, putting in so much work. And with this pressure coming in from the mid lane, these super minions, Emperor can walk up and put some more threats down as this tower should be going down.
Explosive cast continuity flashes away. And the Aqua Prison doesn't land, but maybe this is the opportunity for AS Esports to turn things around. They're looking for Emperor. And he's down low, down to about 800 health. Forced away. AS Esports just going to now collect this wave. They can't get a kill. Searching for Hero. But AS Esports just continuing to drag this game out.
Can't quite find the stun, and it's so... And the repeat of basically Baron is just happening time and time again. SBTC are going for something. They're finding usually okay picks, but since they can't get Uzi, can't pop him off, they might be able to get Hero this time.
Good Gnar ult, and the focus on it to Dire 1. It goes Golden, will have the belly slam available. Flashes away, explosive cast drop down. LLT looking for more, can't find anything. All the while is the Emperor in the bottom lane, just split pushing, and will be able to get the first Nexus tower down. And AS Esports don't have anything. Emperor now going under tower, looking for Hjord. The needlework does not land. Play cool, it's going to die out of stasis. Emperor goes Golden, and SBTC surely will find this Uzi able to get one kill, but can find no more, pardon me, to have fallen, and AS Esports will keep their hopes alive.
We're definitely seeing the team fight struggles continue.
And AS Esports now taking the Hex Gates. They could look for DNK, but they're going to look for Dire 1 instead, and down will go the Gragas. There is a Baron on the cards, but their Nexus, their base is in a tatters in. Going to be able to cancel the backer from DNK, speeding themselves up. Uzi closely in a tow. They get another slow, and AS Esports turn towards the Baron. DNK is so low, surely he can't steal this away.
He's so low, his ultimate is almost up. He can try and find his way over the wall. There is a ward in the back pit though, so they should be able to spot him. LLC should be able to just go straight after him. Can he find his way in? It's almost not worth it. There is a back from Playcool though, so it leaves that option out of the window.
The Heartbreak is not enough to get the kill. In the end, it will be a 1-for-1. Does his back come through in time? Culling will cancel the back heel, now forced to run for his life. Relentless pursuit, and Celebrity will get the kill, and that might be a critical mistake as Heel makes his famous heel recall at a rather tense point in the game.
That was, it's rough for Hjord. That was actually almost fine. It's just almost bad luck rather than anything else. But that's 2 off the board. That's a man advantage for the side of SBTC. They have to play into the Baron. They still have to play into this Cog Lulu and a Shockwave as well. Actually, Shockwave is down, so they still have the pressure. All they need to do is hit the turrets, hit the Nexus. Cask misses.
And that's what they're going to do, and Uzi is down, there's no wild growth available, and SBTC are going to take the game. Playcool still alive, goes Golden under his fountain, but the Nexus is in tatters, and SBTC take the game.
This was such a